Hey Lisha, so you started by showing off your sewing project, so I figured I'd show off kind of one of my hobbies that I like to do with the textile arts. That's a term I heard somewhere from somebody else. Crochet. I really like crochet because you only have one hook and a ball of yarn, and you can make all kinds of stuff in any kind of shape, and it's pretty easy to get started. So to get started, you start with your string, and it's good to pick a yarn and a hook that's not too big for your yarn or not too small. For this one, I'm using a size, what is that size? 5.5 millimeters for this kind of yarn. Most balls of yarn on the label tell you which kind of hook hook size to use with that particular kind of yarn. This, I've been told, is very important. I've yet to really see the difference. So I'm going to show you. First off, you start with the slip knot over your, it's pretty simple. Just tie a little knot like that, pull it tight, so you have your slip knot. Slip that over your hook, tighten it, and then you start crocheting. This is the chain. You make a chain by looping your yarn around and pulling it through, and then again, until it's as long as you want. Alright, once you got a pretty good length, which can go from, once you got a pretty good length, you can start on the second row. Now, to start on the second row, after you've made your chain of stitches, you first want to make sure that it kind of lies out flat so it doesn't get twisted, which happens a lot. You see on the end curling here. But you never want to start by hooking back into this chain that the one your loop. Sorry, so you never want to hook into the second one on the chain that's next to the one your hook is looped into still, but the third one on that loop. So this is very important because this is actually the start of your second row. So all you gotta do is hook it back into that third loop on the chain. Pull your yarn over, there, and hook. Pull it nice and tight, and then we do the single crochet stitch, which you pull the new yarn through the first loop, but not the second, and then you loop it over again, and pull it through both of those. And there you have your first stitch. And then keeping your yarn, what they call the working yarn, the yarn that you have attached to the string or the ball, and you hook it into the next loop. What I like about crocheting is that at all points, versus knitting or something, you only ever have one loop on your hook, whether you're in the middle of a row or at the end of a row. It's just one loop, and if you wanted to, in the middle of your row, say branch off to make like the armhole of the sleeve, all you would have to do is chain another loop. And then once you've gotten a number of stitches there, then you can poke your yarn in to the corresponding stitch or wherever it is you wanted to attach it. Do a stitch there, and suddenly you have, say, you have a hole in your yarn that provides an extra shape, but it won't unravel because there wasn't any cuts or anything. And then you can just keep on going. Like you didn't even do that. Which is really great for making things like gloves, and it's the way they make doilies. Lace by using thin crochet, like thin yarn, and a crochet hook. So that's the neat thing about it. So there you go. Now you know how to crochet. And then if you don't like how that turned out, you just pull it loose, try again.